make a dangler pouch, you need to cut 4 pieces of material. One that's 9 by 12 inches, 9.5 by 6, and 2 pieces that are 4.5 by 2.5. The first step is we're going to take our largest piece and some 2-inch velcro. We're going to cut the 2-inch velcro to 9 inches so it spans the entire width of this piece. We're going to lay our 9 by 12 piece with the right side out, and we're going to fold over the top edge about 1/2 inch. And we're going to put this piece of velcro laying over that seam. It really helps when you're doing this if you have a piece of this 1/4 inch fabric tape. With that folded over, you can just take your piece of velcro and set it right on the edge of that, with just a tiny little bit, like a 1/16 protruding over the top of the velcro. You can take some of these little paper clips and clip along the top edge to hold that on. Now you're just going to sew along the top edge here, down, back across, up, and then if you'd like you can put one down the middle also. That's what I like to do. With it sewn, you can fuse the ends of your thread and snip off the corners of the velcro, just, help with the fit and finish, make it look a little nicer, even though that these corners will be covered up. Next, we're going to take our 2 little pieces and we're going to do the exact same thing to both of them. You're going to take the wrong side, you're going to fold in towards the wrong side twice so it doubles over on itself so that this edge is nice and clean. And you're just going to sew that over like that. With your 2 little side pieces done, we can start building the box itself. So, the right side out, we're putting the right sides together, lining them up on the top, so this top corner that has the velcro on it, and this top corner here, both the right sides are touching, and we have the backing on this material facing out on both sides. And what we're going to do is we're going to look down this edge, and right here where the end of this is, we're going to take our scissors and just make a little snip right there, only about a 1/4 inch deep, because that's where we're going to have to turn and go around this corner. Once you set them like this, try to imagine what's going to be happening. So we're going to sew down this edge right here, and when we get to this corner, we're going to have to stop and turn, and then we're going to start sewing like this along this edge. Once we reach here, we're going to stop and turn, and then we're going to sew back up this edge. You're going to make another one of those little snips right here on this corner when we come to it too, because it'll help you make that turn a lot easier if you have that little 1/4 inch material hanging over. So just go slow right here. We're going to sew down this edge, over, and then back up. Let's mock it up with some clips first. So you're going to sew down this edge, stop, you have your little clip right there. You're just going to line up that new corner with the corner of this. Sew across the bottom. Stop. We need a little clip, so right there. Right there, see 1/4 inch or so. Fold it over. And continue. Sew up this side. There you go. So sew down, across the bottom, and then up. You're just going to do the exact same thing on the other side. So now that you have both sides sewn on, you have your main body of the pouch sewn up. You can just turn it right side out. If you wanted to have it a little bit deeper, like this direction deeper, all you have to do is cut these side pieces a little bit longer, and that'll, you know, change that dimension of your box. Same thing too if you want it to be wider this way. All you have to do is make these pieces a little wider, but do remember that you might need to cut your long piece a little longer than 12 inches to accommodate for that extra width you're having to wrap around. Fold over these little edges up top on each side, and we're just going to run a stitch from here all the way down to right about there and stop. So just this top portion here we're going to have to fold over and sew it. We're going to do that on both sides. Alright, there we go. We're going to take our flap, which is our last piece. We're going to fold over the edges double here and pin them. Once you have both the ends folded over, then you can fold over the front just a single time and make it a little bit longer. So do about a 1/2 inch seam up here on the front, just a single fold. Now we're just going to sew all the way around those 3 edges. Now we'll take the hook side of our Velcro and we'll measure a piece the width of our flap and we'll cut that to length. Nip the corners off. And you're just going to line it up here on the inside of your flap, just right on the edge of the end. And you can pin that. Okay, here, same as the other piece of Velcro, we're just going to sew down, around, and then one through the middle if you like. Now we're just going to attach this to the pouch. What you can do is you can stick it right where it's supposed to be in the middle. And then fold it in right to where it meets, just to check that your sizing is correct. Once you have it lined up, you can take a clip and clip it on each end. Looks like we're going to sew this about 1/2 inch down from the top. That's fine because that part's going to be sandwiched between our other Velcro, so you won't even see it. There we go, that's what we want it. So now, undo that Velcro, and you can tuck this down inside the pouch to make it easier to manage. I like to run one stitch across here, just right above where the top of the pouch comes up to this. So we're going to run one stitch right there, all the way across. There we go, that looks pretty good. We now have our flap attached. So the next and final step is to cut the Velcro for our top bit here that's actually going to attach it to our plate carrier or our chest rig, whatever we're making this thing for. So you need to make a piece of Velcro, both hook and loop side, that's the same width as this top piece here. So you're going to cut straight across there for both the hook and the loop. With your hook and loop cut to length, you're going to put them back to back so both sides are exposed, and you're going to line up the top edge. You're just going to clip that. The top edge is the main one that's important here. So the top edge is lined up and that you don't have any wrinkles in it. Now you're going to slide that over this little tab we have hanging out here. And I like to leave about an inch between that stitch we just sewed at the top of the pouch and where the Velcro starts. It does need to hang out below your carrier a little ways to clear any mag pouches that you might have hanging off of it. So that right there looks pretty good. We'll put a pair of clips on there. Okay, we're just do the same as all the other Velcro that we sew. We're going to take it across the bottom, up, over, down, run an X, go back over for a double stitch on the top, bring the X back down, and then bring on a double stitch on the bottom. Tie off there. There you go. Trim off your corners like we always do. Take your flap out. Close it up. And there you go. There's a dangler pouch. The thing's super simple. Velcro, I like it better than the zippers for lots of cases. You can fit lots of stuff in here. Velcro it down. Hang it on whatever gear you want, and get your big pouch. And you also have this little sleeve right here too that you can stick your pins or whatever in, like that. So that's pretty handy also. So there you go.